Everyone, my name is Taylor Jones and I serve as the grade chair of kindergarten at Tessa Hall Elementary School. And on behalf of the entire kindergarten team, we are super excited to share with you all information about our school as well as things your child will be learning throughout their kindergarten year. To begin, we're going to be talking about expectations that we have at our school. We call these Tessa Hall Elementary expectations. These refer to be respectful, be responsible, as well as being safe. And this is in the cafeteria, in the bathroom, in the hallways, on the bus, and within the classroom. In the cafeteria, we ask students to be respectful by remaining on zone 0 when the music is on. Zone 0 is no talking at all. When the music is on in the cafeteria, someone is likely giving instructions to a class, meaning all students to be silent so students are able to hear the information that is being stated over the intercom. We ask the students remain in a zone 1 when the music is off. Zone 1 refers to talking quietly and using inside voices. We also ask students to be respectful by exhibiting good table manners and talking to students that are within their personal area, and that are students who are beside them, across from them, as well as diagonal. We ask the students do not yell or try and grab anyone's attention down the table, but instead just talk to students who are next to them or across or again diagonal. We ask students to be responsible in the cafeteria by keeping their bottom on the seat, their feet on the floor, and facing forward. We also ask that students place wrappers and milk cartons on the tray. And to be safe in the cafeteria, we always ask students to walk, never to run, and to raise their hands if they need assistance. In the bathroom, we ask students to be respectful by keeping their eyes to themselves and remaining in a zone 0 at all times. We ask students to be responsible in the bathroom by only using one pump of soap, to flush the toilet, and to throw away paper towels in a trash can. Finally, in the bathroom, we ask students to be safe by walking and again, never running in and out of the restroom, as well as keeping their hands and feet to themselves. In the hallway, we ask students to be respectful by keeping their feet in the first white square and their hands off the wall. We never want to see any artwork or bulletin board be damaged by a student touching the wall or the bulletin board. We ask students to keep their hands, feet, and objects to themselves, and as always, remain in a zone 0 while walking in the hallway. We ask students to be responsible in the hallway by going straight to their destination, and to be safe in the hallway by always keeping their eyes forward. We ask students to be respectful on the bus by remaining in the zone 0, which again is using inside voices, and to speak only with the people who are directly sitting beside them. And on the bus, to be respectful, we ask students to keep their hands, feet, and objects to themselves as well. To be responsible on the bus, this means sitting back to back, bottom to bottom, and keeping your book bag in your lap at all times. And finally, on the bus, to be safe, we ask students again to always walk, never to run while getting on and off the bus, and to keep the aisles clear of all objects. In the classroom, we ask students to be respectful by raising their hand to speak, not to speak out of turn, because we really want to allow students the opportunity to have think time as well as for other students to share. And we also ask students to be respectful in the classroom by listening silently to the speaker. Being responsible in the classroom refers to showing perseverance while working and never giving up, to clean up their personal work area, and to apologize for any mistakes that might happen. And finally, in the classroom, we ask students to be safe again by always walking and never running, and keeping their hands, feet, and objects to themselves at all times. We're going to now move on to what you should do when your child is absent. And the very first thing is you want to send a note with your child the very next day to school stating the reason for the absence. And be sure to follow up with the teacher to make sure that the note was received. Tardies and early checkouts. If your child arrives after 7:45, they are considered tardy. At that point, you must walk into the school office to check your child in. We ask that students do not check their child out after 2 p.m. because again, they're going to miss that vital instruction time, and they're also going to disrupt our dismissal procedures. Student attendance and protocol procedures. 1 through 4 unexcused absences the teacher will call and a letter will be mailed. A second letter will be mailed after 5 unexcused absences. A third letter will be mailed in an attendance conference, and an attendance contract will be given after 8 unexcused absences. If that contract is violated, letter 4 will be mailed, and letter 4 is copied to the school social worker and to the district attorney. Students with 10 unexcused absences or 20 or more unexcused tardies or early checkouts will be required to attend school attendance meeting at the Henry County Board office. Truancy. Students who have more than 5 days of unexcused absences during the school year will be considered a truant. Legal penalties for truancy include referral to juvenile court and referral of parents to state court. Now, here are some examples of excused absences. If a student is ill and that illness would endanger that student's health or the health of others, a serious illness or death in the student's immediate family, a scheduled medical, dental, or eye examination, a special recognition of a religious holiday observed by that student's faith, an order of a governmental agency such as court, the inability to attend school due to weather, or to visit a parent serving in the National Armed Forces or the Armed Forces of the United States. Unexcused absences will be subject to attendance investigation and can result in penalty as imposed by Georgia's compulsory attendance law. COVID protocols. All students, they are required to wear a facial covering while in the building. We ask that you pack an extra mask or facial covering with your child in their backpack and make sure it's in their backpack at the beginning of each school day. If anyone in your household, including your student, starts to present symptoms of COVID-19, please be sure to keep your child at home. And we will provide any additional information as it becomes available to us. GKIDS Readiness is an online database program that we will be conducting on each kindergarten, and that's going to tell us as teachers what type of instructional support we will need for their student. And GKIDS refers to Georgia Kindergarten Inventory of Developing Skills. This will serve as your child's first report cards, and then after that, kindergarteners, they will receive a report card just like all other grade levels after that. GKIDS performance level grading. Students will receive a grade in one of these domains in the following subject area. Exemplary. That means they are regularly accomplishing or demonstrating the standard. Proficient means they also regularly do it, but not to that exemplary level. Approaching means the student has not quite met regularly the standard. Limited progress is your child sometimes might meet the standard that is asked of them, but not all the time. And then insufficient progress means your child most likely has not met the standard that again is being asked. Report cards and progress reports. Starting September 16th, all students, they will be receiving grades for assignments. Students, they will receive a report card the second, third, and fourth 9 weeks. The report cards and progress reports, they can be found in IC, which is Infinite Campus. Grading scale for kindergarten is a 90 to a 100 is an A, an 80 to an 89 is a B, 75 to a 79 is a C, a 70 to a 74 is a D, and 69 and below is an F. GSE. GSE stands for Georgia Standards of Excellence. This is a rigorous knowledge and skills that students, they are needed to learn in kindergarten, and that's going to equip them for college and for the 21st century workplace, which basically means more hands-on work and fewer worksheets and textbooks. Here are Some of the performance levels for language arts. Reading literacy, those are fiction texts with guided questions. Reading informational, those are nonfiction texts with guided questions. Reading foundation, that's addressing that specific print features, spoken words, symbols, sounds, phonic, word recognition, and fluency. Writing, which refers to summaries, writing to learn, response to open-ended questions through different genres. Speaking and listening, that is to confirm understandings, participate in collaborative discussions, and report findings. And finally, the language aspect is to study and apply grammar and vocabulary in speaking and in writing. The reading levels for kindergarten are A, B, and C, and each kindergarten is expected to read at a level D prior to entering the first grade. Here are some academics performance levels for math, operations and concepts of algebra. That includes adding and subtracting numbers, including word problems. Numbers and operations, that's decomposing numbers 11 through 19. So for example, 10 and 4 more is 14. Measurement and data, that's referring to something as shorter or taller, heavier or lighter, and measuring items within objects. And finally, knowing the difference in characteristics of 2D and 3D shapes. Here are the academic performance level for science, describing the physical properties of an object, investigating the different types of motion. Is something fast? Is something slow, straight, or zigzag? Communicating observations about the day and night sky. Observes the effect of gravity on objects and being able to answer why things in the sky do not fall down. Describing the different attributes of rocks and soils and determining what is living or non-living. And finally, being able to compare the difference and similarities of plants and animals. And here are the academics performance levels for social studies. Good citizenship, holiday and chronological words, maps and globes, American symbols, economics, which refer to goods and services and wants and needs, as well as community helpers. Our school is considered a PBIS school, which stands for Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports. We will identify students who are being responsible, being respectful, and being safe. And if we see a child or a student exhibiting one of these 3 characteristics, we will give them a special reward. And more information is to follow about PBIS. On behalf of the kindergarten team, we thank you for listening to our presentation. If you have any questions, please reach out to your child's teacher via email or class dojo. Ms. McMichael, Ms. Gramlings, Ms. Yeomans, Ms. Sanfors, and mine, Mrs. Jones. Emails are listed below, and we hope your child has a great year in kindergarten.